Tarzana man being held in connection with the disappearance of his wife and her parents.
Samuel Haskell Jr. is facing charges in the killings of his wife and in-laws after body parts were allegedly found in his trash as well as in a nearby dumpster.
Following morning, when I understood that she and her parents were missing, I mean, my heart dropped. Completely shocked.
Like my resume says, unhappy, bitter, resentful.
In a small and peaceful place called Tarzana, something frightening happened that will be remembered for many generations. The whole community was left in shock after this. The peace and harmony of all the friends and people who knew them was shaken, and nobody was feeling comfortable in this area. Many people remained in a panic state and took some precautionary measures in fear for themselves and their families. This is a suburban community located in Los Angeles, California's San Fernando Valley. Tarzana is placed on the grounds of writer Edgar Rice Burroughs' old property. It bears Burroughs' fictitious jungle hero Tarzan's name. The California man Samuel Haskell IV presented himself above all as someone who shuddered at the very thought of murder. He told his friends that even watching horror movies where murders happen makes him want to vomit. He let the others know about it so much that no one would even think what kind of monstrosity was hidden in him. With his words, he was leaning towards the fact that he was against violence of any kind, while with his actions, it all looked different. That show of his lasted until the moment when, unfortunately, that fateful day came. May had been missing since November 6th, along with her parents, Gaoshen Li and Yangxing Wang. Her husband, Samuel Haskell IV, is now charged with 3 counts of murder, suspected of taking the life of his wife and in-laws after being caught tossing a garbage bag into a dumpster containing a human body. Some say that he was not mentally well and that he should have received some psychiatric help because of his unusual behavior. Many noticed this and did not feel comfortable in his presence, so they somehow avoided him. Sam and his wife May often pretended that their marriage was perfect because he was above all else a very good manipulator. But people didn't buy that story. The tension between them could be felt in the air, and many knew that their relationship wasn't as it seemed at times. He had bouts of hysteria and aggression, but no one had any idea what this could lead to. Neighbors were the first to notice that something was wrong.
Outwardly, they didn't seem to, be very warm with each other or affectionate or have like some great marriage.
Benami lives next door to the Haskells, and her children frequently played with their 3 sons. She claims that although she never would have predicted Sam to act violently, he obtained a collection of weaponry, including crossbows and samurai swords, and stored them upstairs. This is why Benami was never comfortable watching her kids play upstairs in the Haskell house. Instead, she preferred that they play outside in the yard or in the ground level with May watching them. According to her neighbor, May was a very friendly girl who enjoyed hosting parties and dinners for her friends. She says she started to realize something was wrong when May skipped lunch with one of her friends and stopped responding to messages because it just didn't seem like her. Benami claims that on the evening of November 7th, even though she wasn't home, her husband was, and he smelled something that seemed to be decaying flesh. He thought it was a dead animal that had been trapped. However, Benami's husband was questioned by the police that evening on the Haskells, including when and who he had last seen. Benami's oldest daughter contacted their babysitter later that evening at approximately 9 o'clock, reporting that she heard a young person shout out "hello" and "help," immediately followed by the sound of a car door slamming and loud screeching. Haskell, a prominent Hollywood executive's son, murdered his wife May Haskell at their house. Prosecutors claimed that he subsequently employed day laborers to dispose of 3 garbage bags containing the evidence, each weighing around 50 pounds. When he handed over the plastic bags to them, he said that the weight was due to the stones that he had piled in, but the workers were skeptical and opened them to check the contents of the bag. Immediately after opening, they were horrified at the very contents of that plastic bag. At first glance, they simply couldn't believe what they were holding in their hands. It took time for them to realize, in such a state of shock, that one of the victims was actually in the plastic bag. They left him those plastic bags, returned the money, and ran away. A woman's severed torso was discovered in a dumpster at a mall around 5 miles from their residence, leading to Haskell's arrest. Although the distinctive characteristics of the torso were still unknown, detectives think it belonged to May. Due to the way in which the torso was discarded, it could not be immediately identified, but further analysis will determine which victim it is. The police even searched the house where they found blood belonging to the victims as well as a whole arsenal of weapons. Everything was clear to them there. They immediately suspected the perpetrator of this terrible act and began their investigation.
Officers made entry. What was discovered was evidence of a crime, including some blood evidence.
He was accused of killing his 37-year-old wife and her missing parents, 64-year-old Yangsheng Wang and 72-year-old Gaoshen Li. Even though Haskell is accused of killing Wang and Li, police are still looking for their bodies. I don't need a body to charge a murder, Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman had declared, pointing to evidence that he had killed them in their house. While people close to May regarded Haskell as weird and having the same creepy vibe as Jeffrey Dahmer, others described Haskell as paranoid before his arrest and said he previously drew a machete on a childhood buddy. Samuel Haskell IV is the son of Sam Haskell, a well-known Hollywood agent who has worked with celebrities such as Whoopi Goldberg, Kathy Griffin, and George Clooney. In addition, he served as CEO of Miss America until his resignation in 2017 due to an email controversy. Sam may have kept quiet around his neighbors, but during the last several years, he's been extremely active on social media, maintaining accounts on TikTok, LinkedIn, and Instagram under the usernames Samuel Haskell and Tragic Streets. Sam lists himself as a director of fashion editorials and music videos on LinkedIn. He appears to have graduated in 2011 from California State University, Northridge. Additionally, according to his Instagram account, he started a pop culture fashion photo blog under the username Tragic Streets. He often filmed stories for his online accounts and talked about his past and daily activities.
My big homie for buying me Camel Lights throughout middle school and high school. I now have lemonade colored teeth.
We express our condolences to his family and everyone who knew them. Lives were taken by force and in the worst possible way. That's something that no one deserves. We hope that this monster will get the punishment that he deserves. After this case, the police and the community have been working together to prevent such things, and they've strengthened the areas of caution and taken every little thing seriously. Now, if you like this video and want more content like this, hit that like and subscribe button. Leave us a comment about what you think about this case and what you would like us to present to you next. Thanks for watching. See you next time.